Hi, my name is Patrick Mead, and I'm with the UBC Debate Society, and I'm here right now moderating the Arts Undergraduate Society debates. And I have Alison with me here, and we were going to have Lisa Anderson as well, but she had a medical emergency today and isn't able to make it. She's fine, but she had some form of knee injury that required a hospitalization. So hearts go out to her and feel sympathy. But to get into sort of the debate that we have going on right now, we've got Alison. Now, there are 3 candidates for general officer, and 2 of them are going to be elected. So obviously it's a bit of a competitive race. And so, Alison, do you have any opening remarks you'd like to make?
Yes, I'd first like to talk about a little bit about myself. This is actually going to be my first time that I will be working directly with the Arts Undergraduate Society. I'm running for general officer because I have never been involved, and I've heard really good things about it. On campus, you might know me because I am quite involved. I am a Faculty of Arts Academic Community Transition Program learning team leader. This is a program where we every week we hold sessions, and we're split up into diets where I work with a fellow AUS member. So every week we hold sessions where we interact and we bring in guest speakers. We do a lot of fun things that help first year arts students who commute to UBC transition socially and academically into UBC. I'm also a group leader in the International Peer Program. IPP kind of works on a similar basis to FACT, except that we don't hold weekly sessions. We hold events here and there, and I also volunteer for spreads.
All right, so you're running for general officer, and the general officer position is sort of a make what you will of a position. What do you view the important role of general officer to be, and what do you want your role to be?
What I see a general officer as is one who is dedicated and one who is one who could be new to this position because he or she could bring in a fresh perspective to the AUS. Even though technically we're the lowest on the hierarchy, it doesn't matter because we actually do a lot of hands-on things, and yeah, it is what we make of it, right? So it's the little projects that make people want to come back to getting involved with the AUS, and it's the little things that matter.
All right, so I've seen sort of 2 different kinds of GOs in my years. One was the kind of general officer who helps out with just about everything and is sort of the person behind the scenes and assisting in all the events, and they're wonderful to have. And then the other kind is the kind who sort of picks up 1 or 2 new things or takes charge of 1 or 2 things, and they're not necessarily at every event, but they're doing on their own 1 or 2 things, and they're also equally wonderful to have. Which one do you see yourself as? The sort of the general helper on everything, or the sort of picking up a couple of new ideas and running with it person?
I see myself as both. To be honest, I recently applied for a job on campus that I did not get, unfortunately. And on Friday, I went to ask my potential employer for feedback for my application. And one of the things that he said about me was that I'm not just a person who does things to get things done. I'm a person who does things and adds a little to it. For example, the week before the reading break, it was pretty hectic. I had midterms, I had papers due, but we still had the Olympic torch relay. I worked with I submitted a proposal to the International Student Development in January because there was a call for proposals because International Student Development wanted a booth there. And my proposal was that to have one of those really fun poster boards. You might even have taken one. See, there was a poster board, and then there was a skier, and then there was a hole cut out so people could put their faces in and take pictures, and it's like, I'm a skier now. So that job that took quite a bit of work to do because we had the huge poster boards. I think it was a 50-inch board, and in order to get the skier onto the poster board, we either had to pay over $100 to get the figure printed on, or I had to devise a better solution. So I worked my magic with Photoshop and the printer, and it turned out really well because what happened was that we had a sheet of paper this size, and there was a hole cut out so people could put their faces, and then the rest of the project consisted of just bits and parts of the body printed on A4 pieces. So at the end, I had 24 pieces of the skier, and I put it together, and it's a lot of fun. It's like it's one of the things that makes me continue to get involved, because I know that it's for people, and it's what makes people come back and be part of the community. So I would say that I am both a leader, but yet I help out. I often help out at the same time.
All right, so sort of like to continue with the idea of how being like a bit of a competitive race. What would you do if you don't if you don't get on the position? What would you foresee your relationship with the Outside Undergraduate Society?
I would not discontinue my current relationship with the AUS, because I've heard so much from it. As I mentioned, I am a fact leader, and our team is pretty tight, and we have 2 or 3 members of our fact leaders, 2 or 3 members of our fact leader team who are quite involved with the AUS, and throughout the meetings and during socials, all I hear about is AUS is so awesome, AUS is so awesome, AUS is doing this event, there are so many cool people in AUS. And then I have other friends who tell me, why don't you get involved, Alison, why don't you get involved? So here I am, and I will look to apply to be a part of a committee, or I will just be a member at large. Either way, I will be involved with the AUS.
That's fantastic. Just sort of, do you have any closing remarks you'd like to make?
Yes. When you look at me, you might think that, well, I'm involved with so much, but it's like being involved is what drives me, and it's what pushes me to be a better person, and it's what pushes me to do better on my projects. I think sorry. So I think if you elect me as your general officer, I think you will get a lot more than just the person who just hangs around and like goes to some socials and stuff. I think you're gonna get who I am, like what I give to everything I'm involved in. Even though it seems like I might be involved in a lot of FACT, IPP, Sprouts, other clubs, I give everything I have, and at the same time, it's what makes me a more balanced person. All this activities makes me focus more, and it allows me to deliver better projects for you, AUS students.
All right, thanks a lot, Alison.
Thank you.